Hi guys, this is Chrissy, finally a farm girl. This is a special episode cross stitch cupboard tour. I was hoping I could link this to the back end of my floss tube number 9, and it did not allow me to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and just make it a little added video tonight, and I'll just call it a special edition. But what you're looking at is a very old, primitive, I'm going to guess maybe a workshop cupboard. I got this at Mount Dora at Renninger's Antique Shop. And it's rough. I'm going to tell you it's very rough, but I love the blues. And we use it for to put our TV on. And it worked out perfectly to house more than just cross stitch, but my goal is to move some of this is phase 1, so let's put it that way. I'm going to share it with you. I've got my lights on as best I can because it gets dark inside of the cabinet, but basically what I've got is my dad had made these basically like these floss racks, and they were phenomenal, and I had them at the last house. They were longer and they were 3 feet each. So what we did was cut them down, and I just thought, how wonderful would it be if I could have them just on the doors and swing them open, and I just can go pick what I want. So if you come over here, this side is primarily cross stitch, and over here is this is all weeks. At the bottom it's just variegated, and the only difference is in organization is this time I organized by color. So over here on this side, I have the remainder of my weeks. And then up top, I have my classic color works. And at the very bottom here is my shakers. Simply Shakers, Gentle Arts, and a dog toy. Anyways, it was different. It took quite a while because I had just had it all organized by alphabetically, by the name of it. So this is, I think, going to work out pretty good. And it was just a way where I could get it still on a rack and accessible. And I kind of followed. I do agree with Lori Holt when she uses her DMC. She keeps her DMC by color. And as an artist, I kind of get what she's saying. You know, I don't really care what the name so much is. I care what the color is. So I think it's going to work out okay. And you never know what can transpire later. So I got the little floss sign. I got that at Hobby Lobby. It was for kids to brush their teeth, but it was really cute. So there was a nail inside of the cabinet. I was able to hook it up there. And then so far what I have is, up top here, I bought one of the little, paper organizers for like an office. And so the top, let's see how I'm going to be able to do this. Like the top, it's divided by designers right now, and then alphabetically. So the ones that I have the most of. So the top is your Blackbird Designs. Underneath that is Some Hands Across the Sea, Prairie Schoolers, and then this real thick one is Twin Peak Primitives. And then the bottom, I believe, is some random. Those are your larger size patterns, and I don't mean size of the piece. I just mean the actual pattern size itself, the pamphlet, so that it fits nicely. And then I have some silks in here, and then these tags are the ones I showed you from Lori Holtz. Eventually, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and mark what things are. So right now it's just sitting in there. I have my wound DMC back in there because, you know, I was a bobbinator, and now it just seems like I go through it too fast, but I still use it as a resource, absolutely. So that fit nicely. And then if you see at the top of this cabinet, there actually was like envelope slots. And I have used every space of this cabinet. So, okay, these are little specialty DMCs. Needle minders are in here. And then this little wire cabinet I had hooked on the outside of a cabinet when I had it in my sewing room, but it houses just some of these smaller ones that we have, that I have only a few of the heartstring sampler, and the other ones are the bigs. So that's what's in there. And then up here in these dividers, and I hope you can see them, but I took the first one. If I pull it out, sorry, this first stack is all Brenda Gervais. And because they're all in this nice size, I can just literally put it in that mail slot. And then the next one is Chessie and Me. And I really want to do this Lincoln home. So Chessie and Me is in here. And then next, this is all my Little House Needleworks. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have a slight little, I don't know, it's like I just feel like I need all the Little House Needleworks. And even if it's something I don't get to them till later in my life, that is okay. So if we come up over here, it goes through this little divider, and then this is going to be your Plum Streets. So, and that's the Prairie Schooler Santas. I don't have many of those. So, okay, so if we go back to this side, I hope I'm not making y'all nauseous. Down here, you can tell I used a big Lungerberger laundry basket, and these are all my project bags. So I have, the ones in the basket are fully kitted and mostly started. The ones on the right, I have something missing besides the two Twin Peak Primitives. These right here are your Twin Peak Primitives. They come in these lovely bags. So anyways, and they were the bigger ones. So at the bottom, basically, I have it's just a collection, and my binder is how I used to keep my patterns, and I still have many in there. They're just not the newer. And then I also have PDF downloads that are all in my Ziploc baggies that they're just not on my plate for right now. In this Lungerberger basket, this one I just call it my specialty basket. So like the kits that I have ordered from Country Sampler, I put those in there because when I just feel like I want something really special and it's all there for me and I don't have to think, that's where I'm gonna go. So that's not all that's in there, but it's my happy basket. Should I need to have something really quick and pull it out. Okay, and then over here, let me see if I can back up to the top, is finishing station, which still needs some work, but I've got my ribbons in here. You can see where the cat dumped the buttons out of that one. I've got this clipped on so I can write what I want on it when I end up with it. So I've got my glues and my basting sprays. Some of the pieces, I know back in here I have a little green tin that I'm gonna finish a fall piece on top of. You can see I got a little black coffin in there, right there. That's gonna be for Halloween stitch. And then the second shelf, I was able to use one of these apple crates for my Maggie Bonomi. This is my Blackberry Primitives. This is my entire set of Settler's Pride, my wool applique block of the month. So that's what this is going to be. This is by Blackberry Primitives. Settler's Pride by Miss Wonderful Maggie. And so I did this pretty much last year, and that's every one of my blocks. It was going to be something that my mom and I worked on because she was making it too, but I'm going to have to be brave enough to start it myself, and I will. She's an amazing designer, and Blackberry Primitives is a wonderful shop to find your wool resources. And then I have some fabrics. I need to work on that area and get something that is going to hold it. A lot of those are the older farm girl fabrics. Okay, so down below, the last side is both of those Lungaberger baskets on the left are my linen stash. The upper basket has my legacy. It's a little bit bigger basket, and if I had this on a stand, I would show you what I have in my stash. And then the front, more Halloween basket, that is your Picture This Plus and some colored smaller sizes of linen, but a lot of the prepackaged Picture This Plus. I love being able to grab those at the local needle shop. To the right of it are my rug hooking patterns that are just waiting for me to get some wool worms and get going. And in the basket on the right is embroidery, hand embroidery kits that sorry about the wobbling. Let's see if I can stand back up. So I still do love to do hand embroidery work, and so I have quite a few kits in there as well. I think they were just like your block of the month. And if you ever have an interest in seeing those, I'd be glad to show you. So if I back up, it pretty much has, I can't go back any farther, but I can sit down. There we go. Okay. Now I can stop bobbing around. So that's it. And the nice part is, as I close the doors, everything fits inside. And it's just been a wonderful resource. There's that little, looks like a little drawer look, not drawer, but is at the pocket on the right door. I kind of put in there maybe my very next small start in case I want to grab something. Maybe like I could put a sign on it. You know, it's the next hot project. Anyways, so I hope that you have enjoyed this little tour. I'm sorry that it was bumpy, but at the same time, at least it gave you a chance to see phase one of my cross stitch cupboard and our journey to downsize a little bit. The wool that I have is housed in our front closet, and I would absolutely love to share some of those with you. I'm going to go ahead and mark the drawers, and I'll get that up for you another time, but it's all housed in a separate area. So anyways, I am so glad that we got to get together tonight and that you could have this little tour, and I'm sorry that it's in two parts, but that's okay. That's life. Anyways, love you all, and I'll say it again, don't forget to floss. Bye ladies, bye men.